StreetText Automations 101, Reimagine the customer experience. So what do I mean by that? Well, you got to kind of think about what's happening, right? I think it's important to recognize that if you go into your dashboard and you go to your settings, you have your funnel settings, and your funnel settings takes you directly to the automation, specifically the automation that is the seller funnel. So most of you will have something that actually looks like this. It'll basically be an email that's automatically sent to you if a lead comes in, an email that is then sent to the lead. That's very generic. Okay, that usually that email will look something like this. I'll show you. So if I go to my BombBomb, I usually find, like, when someone starts, it looks like this: received your Facebook home valuation request, for pulls in the address automatically, and I'm on it. There's no brand. It literally is just pulling in your name from your settings. There's a little unsubscribe button, and it's asking them if they've done any updates or renovations. And so I always take this from the realm of, if that's going to be the first thing they see, and that person, particularly the homeowner, thought that there was an automated home value coming their way. They probably thought they were going to go to their email, because that's why they gave you email permission, and it was going to say your home is worth $399,000. Okay, disappointment then follows, and they're like, forget about it. I'm not going to tell you. So what do we want to do instead? And you guys know at this point that I want you guys to consider doing stuff like this, but I also want you to consider that if you literally consider your automations from the get-go, you can actually go in here and completely reimagine it, because I can have an email going out every single day if there's value there, and I can have a text message pointing back to it. So let me share with you an example. So if you look at the way Jennifer leverages her own automation, she's got a text message that goes out, and of course, if that person didn't provide a phone number, it's not going to go. So don't worry about that. Only happens with the phone number. And then she's got her email that goes out, and you can see if I literally click on this email, it's already populated. She's already done some really cool things to it. She's got she's made bold different colors. She's got the video embedded in there. She's got her email signature. She's got a, don't forget to accept my friend request on Facebook with a link. She's actually even got a link that would schedule an appointment through Calendly, a little cool signature. And then all this, by the way, that she's made, that goes out with every email, because if you know the system, you can go and pull in an email signature and it'll go out with every automatic email sent out. That being said, then 30 minutes later, because she knows how to create actions after each one of these, there's an add action button, and you can actually add an email. You can add a text message. If you scroll down, you can add tags. And so what she's done is she's actually built a text message sequence that only goes out after each email. So instead of you guys in the trial that have all your text messages here at the bottom, I actually would say check those out right now and realize that there's one that goes out 3 minutes later, 11 minutes later. Oftentimes you'll find that someone, for some reason, doesn't get the first text message, but they get this one, and then they automatically start saying, who is this? And which is why we actually have a post in our StreetText Insider group in the announcement section that says, how do you navigate that? And that's why I can see Ira is always tagging people in it, because that is often happening. So we have obviously solutions to troubleshoot that for you. But I personally think one of the best things you could do is go in there and perhaps toggle all these off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just the text messages at the bottom of your automations. And if you're trying to figure out where those are, it's in your settings. When you go into all automations, okay, and click edit on that particular automation, it'll be all in there, and then it'll show you that actual automation. And again, you won't be able to see the text message at first, because in the trial automation or your original setup, it looks like this. So you're going to go in there and you're going to reimagine this entire sequence just like Jennifer has, and you're going to have an email and then a text. You might delay it for 30 minutes like her. And then you might send out another email about your home value 22 hours later, like she has. And you can see she's kind of created it. It's not just a video. This is just a cool little picture. Did you get it? And again, it's a kind of her own little personal twist there. And then another one a day later is going to be, or an hour later, it's going to be just a text message pointing back with a little emoji and a little bit of different things to it. And then she's got, should I add you to schedule as a text? 10 minutes later, another email, Jennifer Salter, 3 reasons you should choose me as an agent. That's delayed a day later, actually a day and 3 hours later. And then 2 hours later, a text message. And then 2 days later, an email, trust me, like, and another video. I mean, so she's layering out these automations personally. Another one, do you agree? Right? And it's not always video. Sometimes it's just fun little things in there with, value adds. Say no to Zillow and the open door to sell your home. I mean, there's another great one to protect her equity, like really good. As actually, I think this is probably new. Is cash really king? Say no to big box iBuyers selling your home. Love it. And then she kind of just lets her little bit of her drip kind of kick in there. Day 31, 2 days later after that is now the time. 19 days after that, month 3, and then she kind of just lets it go. Okay, month 3, month 6, month 9. But I know she's also personally touching bases with all these people. So what I want to kind of emphasize too is that if you kind of look at a lot of this stuff, like here's all her emails. If she goes to her email section in her settings, you can see these are all numbers, right? These are all like, hey, what is the percentage of these emails getting open? And so if you kind of start analyzing those, like about 56% in the first one, day 3, 57%. And then it kind of just dwindles. So this is not the end game. This is not going to be like, the way to get in touch with your leads. It's just there when you can't be, but you're also going to be going back to your email and tracking it either through BombBomb itself or things like this where you can see what they're getting. Because if you want to have high interaction, you're looking to personally connect. You're not going to rely on automations. You're going to actually be using the Make It Big app. You're going to be using personal touches. You're going to be sending Facebook messages like Jennifer. You're going to be sending personal video BombBomb with the Make It Big app. You're going to get that open because at the end of the day, the most important thing you want to get in their hands is the actual value they requested. So automations are good. Customize them, reimagine them. Let them be all about that personal touch and getting to know you. And, even in the mastermind this past week, we talked about the new concierge service that everybody's talking about. That would be a great thing to add in there. But really, it's the personal touch. It's the picking up the phone. It's the personal text messages. It's the personal emails. It's the personal Facebook messages. It's the, it's going in there and addressing that person by name, by home, grabbing their home, doing some cool stuff like Shane talked about in the mastermind with Google Earth. I mean, there's so many cool things you could do, but you want to actually do this personally. So hopefully that's helpful. And we got a lot of great stuff in the StreetText Insider group to help you along the way. Great scripts, great strategies. We do have, stuff on YouTube where you can see what 19 Deals looks like. You can see a lot of this stuff is already in the group for you. So just wanted to kind of give you a how-to for a second here, and hopefully this finds you and you do something with it. Thanks again.